my guest for this episode is NYC fashion designer Boujoly Roosevelt Boucard. He is the founder and designer of the fashion brand Black April. You can view his new collection Street Approved on Instagram at Black April and the website blackapril.com. So thank you so much for coming on.
My pleasure.
Thank you. Very excited. I think you are episode 5 and you're our second designer, to be honest. So that's really interesting. Yeah, I wanted to get more designers on because I really like their take on the industry, because you guys are artists, you guys are creators, so that's, you know, that's really important. You guys kind of run the whole industry, so it's really important.
Yeah, thank you.
So can you tell us a little bit about like the style of your brand?
My style, I kind of like, you know, I like haute couture.
Right.
You know, I like street style. I like, you know, urban. You know, this is me putting everything together, blended, and kind of like, you know, getting out every piece from each section together and put it together and come up with, you know, like something that I like a unique piece, you know.
Right.
But I'm mostly have a more, you know, eye on the street. You know, how rule breaker it is, how open-minded it is, how I get to do whatever I want kind of feelings. I like the energy, but the street, when it's come to working in a collection, the street idea comes first.
Right, yeah, like I feel like it's very reflective in like the clothing you have. For example, the capes that you have for this new collection. You can see like some of them have like this like print camel type, but then, you know, it has that silhouette that makes it seem like very like round. So I think it's really interesting how you mix both of those into that. Yeah. So when did you bring in your brand?
When did I bring it?
Yeah, when did you start?
I actually, I would say 2016.
2016, okay.
2016, I had my first collection. I released it on social media.
Okay.
And 2017, I had my first show.
Oh, okay, yes. I saw in 2018, I know that you had like a New York Fashion Week show. It was actually sold out. I saw that you sold out.
Oh man, it was awesome. It was stressful. It was like in 2017. I went through the agency to do my show.
Oh, okay.
I didn't like how they would present me. They were late. It was chaotic.
Right.
So I think from September to February, which was a short time for someone that had no idea on how this industry worked, I actually reached out to my friends, and 4 of us put together, and we did that February show. It was sold out. It was crazy. It was awesome. It was awesome.
So, like, do you feel that it came easier to you to make the show yourself? Because I think you mentioned that you had a bad experience with like with the agency that did it before. Like, what did you have to do to put that together?
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
But I like working. I like being tired. I would say it's a lot of work to do a show on your own. But if you have discipline and you can put a team together that can help you achieve that goal. With the agency, you don't have to worry about all that. You have to just pay a fee and then bring in your collection, and they're giving you a time slot. But with your own, you can hire any agency that will send you blogger, journalism. You tell them how much you want, they charge you a fee. You want your own venue, you design your own venue, you know, and then you choose your own time. You choose your own date. You can, you know.
You choose how long you want it to take and like who you want it to be there. Yeah. I feel like a lot of designers don't like sort of like the business aspect and like organizing everything, so that's why they let the agency take care of it. But I see that you really like sort of the event planning aspect of it. So
I love it.
Yeah, you can talk about like you also organized I think a showcase or like a photography session in Dumbo, I think it was, because I saw that people were like taking pictures of you while you were like presenting your collection and stuff.
It's fun at the same time. It's hard at the same time, because when I do shoot photoshoots, and then you will have people that keep pulling you to the side, ask questions, who are you, what are you doing here? And a lot of time I like to get involved in direct my photoshoots. You know, I would definitely come, from the day before. I would kind of like create poses in my head and then work with the photographer and the model. But when you have people get pulling you to the side, it's hard to stay focused and concentrate. But it's also fun. It's very fun.
I think it seems exciting to have all these people and stuff. Was design always something that you had a passion for since like you were a kid?
No.
No.
I had no idea. First of all, I wasn't never good at putting an outfit together. I was sucks. My little brother was better than me.
Right. And then one day you just.
No, one day I met this young lady named April.
Okay. Is that where the name comes
Yeah.
from?
So at the mall, I met her there, and then, but the same month, I was going through a very hard time because I was to be a shopaholic. So when I used to go shopping for that month, I used to go to H&M, Zara.
Right.
These used to be my top stores. Every week I would go shopping. They had nothing there. I was going crazy because when you're a shopaholic, you need to constantly buy. That's your reason. So they had nothing there. I was so upset, and I said, you know what? I guess I need to design my own clothes so I don't have to suffer. I hate that. I hate waiting. So then at the same time, I went to the mall and I met her, and then the conversation we had, and then she said something to me that she said it at least 2 times before it actually hit me. And then since then, she thought I was a fashion doctor.
Okay.
Because I wanted to go to medical school instead. That was my passion for since I was little. Go to the army, follow my dad's footsteps, and become a doctor.
Right.
My dad's side. So, and then when that day, it's a switch. The switch turned on. My thinking. I started thinking differently, and I started seeing image in my head because of the thing that she said to me. I never shared with anybody. I kept it with myself, and then after that, I sketched my first jeans. I had no idea how to sketch. I had to YouTube how to sketch a pen.
Right.
I designed my first jeans, and I never looked back.
Right, and then it all started. Around what time do you think this was? Like,
That was in 2015.
2015. Okay, so you were quick to begin designing.
Yeah.
In 2016.
I took a year off, not focusing on school, going to school. I took a year off learning about how to build a brand, how to make a collection. A year off watching tutorials only. So I trained myself, and a year later I released a collection.
Right, yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. If you had any formal training, but you just said that on your own.
On my own, on my own. And I started sewing on my own, watching YouTube tutorials.
Oh, you learned how to sew yourself?
On my own. And then after that, I went to a private school, NYC Couture Design School. I think it's on 34th Street. And then I took some classes there. But then again, I used to sew. I used to learn on my own with the YouTube tutorials. I felt uncomfortable staying in class, so I kind of after the semester I went back home and finished up.
You're on your own, yeah.
It was crazy.
So how did you approach creating the line? Like you said that you took that year off to learn how to make the brand, and then from there on, what did you do?
It's ever since I switched over, it's never hard for me to design.
Right, it just came naturally.
It came naturally. Yeah. Sometimes it's too much for me to handle because I would focus on one concept. Within that one concept, while making it, I give birth to 3 or 4 other concepts. So it's my collection never finished.
Right, so you just start from one concept. It's you start thinking things I'll put this aside for maybe next thing that I want to create.
Let's say if I'm working on a skirt, for example, and I kind of add some signature look to it, and then while making it, I have other ideas that I can make more, but within that concept.
Okay. That's how you form your collection.
Yeah. So sometimes it's fun because now I go over my budget look and what I already designed for this collection.
So I'm doing pieces now.
Yeah, but now it's more, I can control myself now better. But before I couldn't. I didn't know how to do that.
Do you create everything yourself, or do you have a team?
I create everything myself.
All the pieces you do yourself? Oh wow, that's very cool. I thought you had a team. Sometimes people hire freelancers to make their own stuff, but you just do it.
Yeah, I sold all my pieces, but when it comes to venue, I hire a crew for that.
You hire a crew, yeah.
When it comes to doing model casting, I have a crew with me. Feeding, I have a crew with me. But when I'm creating the pieces, because I have to stay focused.
Right.
And it's hard I'm working on it, but it's hard to give someone to do it for you when you know this is not, you could do more than that.
Right, they might not understand like
Yeah.
your concept fully. You know, it's like something very, I feel like designing is something very personal, and it's like your own very personal style, so it's kind of hard to like get someone to interpret it the same way as you. Yeah, I understand. So, a lot of your designs on your website are actually sold out. I saw like how like I feel like you've been receiving pretty good support from people around you. Like, do you have anything that you're working on now that you will release soon?
That's a good question. So I took some time off since 2018.
Right.
So this collection is like a comeback. I thought I lost my audience, but everybody is like, we still got you.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah.
I was pretty happy. And the second part of the collection, it didn't release. But my next, I decided to focus on my next collection right now, and I'm pretty excited. I already talked to my photographer friend. I already talked to my makeup artist friend, and I gave him the tips. How excited I was! I can't wait. I cannot wait.
So yeah, we have something in store for the next few months from you.
Yeah.
Do you plan on like when everything's over? Do you plan on continuing to do more shows? Since you said that this is your comeback.
Yeah, definitely. I love fashion shows. I mean, despite how stressful it is, I love fashion shows. I hate designer appearance though. I hate.
You don't like appearing like at the end.
No, this is it's.
Where it's like this is your work. Like you
I know.
Like, look at me. I did this.
It's so much stress. I'm a shy person. Crowd is not my thing.
Right. It shows you're humble though.
Yeah. So, but I always. Last time I had a show, I ran through.
You're like, wow.
I still go through the venue, so it can't take it. It's too much stress.
How did you feel walking at the big New York Fashion Week show that you guys had?
Because people were so excited because of my work.
Right.
They were actually saying thank you, you know, but at the same time, it makes me feel uncomfortable.
Right.
Because it's a lot of praise, you know? It makes me feel uncomfortable, but at the same time, I understand because you work hard, you know, you're actually going to get rewarded. But in another part of me, it's kind of like make me feel uncomfortable. So to see everybody clapping for me, this is why I ran, so I couldn't take it. It's too much for me.
Right. How have you been dealing with like COVID since it started? Do you think I feel like a lot of people I've spoken to, they told me that it allowed them to work on like their art and like create collections. Have you had that same experience?
COVID was a blessing and a curse at the same time.
Right.
Because this collection was supposed to release in March. And when everything shut down, I was supposed to do the show. But actually, I had the time to actually think and slow down. Right. Because I feel like I was working too fast. And there's a lot of a key thing I was missing that was already pre-written in my planner, plans of action. And the fact that I had the time to really take that time to think about myself, the brand where I want to take it, I get to see a lot of questions that has been answered. Right. A lot of questions that have been answered. So it's good. It was good, but then again, yeah. Yeah,
like everything else about it, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I forgot what I was gonna ask. What is something that you wish you knew before you became a designer and before you started your own brand? I know it's a packed question, but you can take your time.
I wish I knew that I don't have to keep on creating pattern over and over. Someone told me, I have designer friends that went to Parsons School told me one time, why are you stressing so much on creating pattern for every pieces you're making? The pattern don't change, the fabric change.
Right.
And then I was like, oh my God.
You're right, yeah.
You're right, yeah. I wish I knew that before. I wish I knew. I could have saved the same pattern for next year, start buying paper pattern, and actually, add, make adjustment as I go.
Making like small details.
Yeah.
Like you said. Do you think of working with like building a bigger team like in the future?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Is that something that you strive for, that you feel like that's one of your goals?
Definitely. I want to have a huge team. I already know how my team's going to be categorized. Everything's already.
Oh, you have everything planned out. You have everything ready. Do you see yourself maybe like in the next few years beginning on that goal, like? Or do you see yourself hiring any new people like soon?
Definitely. I love working with new people. I also love repeating employees as well. Definitely, building a team, it's awesome. This is one of my top priorities at the moment. But I'm just waiting for the right time.
Right, yeah. I feel like right now a lot of people are holding back on a lot of the things that they're doing because, everything's uncertain at the moment. But I feel like, everything, I feel like by next year, hopefully, everything will be good and people will be able to, like you said, begin to do shows again and present your collection.
Yeah.
Do you plan on restocking or, like, re-releasing any of the items on your website?
I thought of that. I thought of that multiple times, but honestly, because of where I want to take the brand, restocking is not a good idea for me.
Right, okay.
I want people to know that when the item is available, if you can get it right now. Restocking, maybe in the future, when I have like a way bigger audience, but as of right now, restocking is not a good. I don't like the idea of restocking.
Right, you want to keep that sense of like exclusivity. Like if you didn't get it now, then that's too bad. You should get it when it comes out. Yeah. Okay, I see what you mean. A lot of very exclusive brands, like hypebeast brands, do that too. So it's like if you got it now, you got it now. If you didn't, that's too bad.
Yeah.
Like just you can think about these for a second. But what are 5 tips you would give for people who want to start their own clothing line?
The majority of your friends is not going to support you.
Okay.
They're just bluffing. They're not going to support you, and don't be surprised. Second tip is that ask a lot of questions before you start investing, because when I started, I blew up so much money.
Oh yeah.
The third tip is that everything is on the internet. Everybody is a blogger. Everybody they go to school for pay $4,000 per semester and they put it right there on the internet. So I learned everything, a lot of things in a short time. I'm not saying school is not, because I'm still putting them to FIT. At the same time, you could find a lot of good things on the internet.
Yeah, you definitely can.
How many tips was that?
I think that was 3 or 4. Yeah.
And then another thing is that work with people that has the same energy as you. Not everybody is going to see what you're doing, but if they can be patient and hold on for the final result, you should work with those people. And if someone doesn't want to actually try when you ask them to do something, if they don't want to try, they're already criticizing before even trying. Don't work with these people, because that's going to have a huge impact on you. When you work with someone, then they say, okay, let's try that. And then they say, no, this is not going to work. That's it. Don't work with these people, because they're holding you back.
Right.
You should work with people that has the same energy as you, that want to try. Everybody that I work with wants to try. Investigate before you work with someone. Look at the work. Look at the behavior through the picture. Don't just hire someone because they're good looking.
Right. It's like make sure that they have the same vision as you.
And then you'll see, little step by little step, you'll move forward. Yeah.
Is there anything that you want to plug in that you have coming up, or that you would want people to check out?
I don't have anything officially released right now.
Right.
But I would love to. I'm still doing my homework for the upcoming collection. It's a lot of work coming up. So it's gonna take a little bit of time, because I want to make sure everything is fine for this collection. I admire this collection. I think about it before I go to sleep. I think about it all day long. So I want to take my time. It might be a little bit of time before I release it, but I will release it.
Right.
So yeah.
Thank you so much for being on. It was a pleasure having you and talking to you and getting your perspective on things. So thank you. So you tune in a couple months to see what you have.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right.